I know. I moved the ladder, so yeah, we got to get in there and get that garage cleaned up so we can get two motorcycles in there. Now this is my bike here. In case you people out there, you wonder, well, what kind of bikes they got. This is mine for you guys that are new to the site and want to check it out. This is a 2010 home built one. I built it like sort of like a chopper. Yeah. No, I'm lying to you. You knew that. You guys know what a Sabre looks like. Yep, this is a 2010 Honda Sabre. It's the V-twin 1300cc or whatever. But yep, this is it. I got this bike, and as soon as I went up and seen Keith once I got this bike, and I say it took him about, well, actually I met him at a gas station where we meet halfway between where I live and he lives. And I got the bike, and I never said nothing to him about it. So I got where we was going to meet, and I pulled in where we meet at a gas station, and it's on 77, where 77 meets 22. It's up in Cambridge. So I met him up there. And, oh, no, I take that back. We went in Cambridge at a convenience store. And that's where I met him at. And, of course, it was the first time he's seen this bike, and I pulled up and parked where I always do. And thought I stood away from the bike. I wanted to see what he'd do when he pulled in. And at that time, he was riding the Rebel. And he got a big old grin on his face when he seen this bike. And he said, "What the heck did you do?" And I said, "I got me a new bike." And then I asked him, "Well, you want to take it for a little spin?" And, "Well, yeah." So I jumped on his Rebel. Of course, his boy's with him. So I got to haul his boy, too. I'm on that little Rebel, just giving her all she's got. Can't keep up. He just, it wasn't the wind making him smile. He just a big old grin on his face, and he just kept going. Kept going. He didn't care. He didn't care that I said, "You want to take a little?" Now, see, the key word here was little spin on this bike? Why, sure. This was in Cambridge, people. I didn't catch up with my bike until he got into Newcomerstown.
Try to turn that off.
Why?
It will go off.
So, once I caught up to him, his camera won't turn off.
I always have problems with cameras. I don't understand.
That is weird. Huh. That's weird. Well, keep filming.
Keep filming.
That's what I'm doing. So anyway, like I say, from Cambridge, clear into Newcomerstown, I get off his little Rebel that was just overheating like everything because I was trying to keep up with him. And the Rebel, when I stopped, I bet there was so much steam and stuff that came off that Rebel you couldn't see for a quarter mile because it had it. It was whipped from Cambridge to Newcomerstown at full throttle, just as fast as it could go. And Keith was just walking away from me. And I get here and I said, "What the heck, could you slow down, kind of wait for me? I'm on a little Rebel, plus hauling a kid." And he just says, "Well, I only had it in third gear." And I said, well, don't ride my brand new bike in third gear at 85, 90 mile an hour. No. But, he got off, he pulled his helmet off, and I kid you not, people, his head might be the size of a bowling ball, but he had a smile on his face the size of a 10-foot long hammock. And it was all I could do to pry his hands loose off my handlebars. And then he put up with it for about a year. And he said he can't take it no more. And I said, what? I want a Honda 2010 Honda Interstate, which is the third. They made 3 bikes. They made the Fury, the Sabre, and the Interstate. And the Interstate had the things you lay your foot on, had heel-toe shifter and all that, and saddlebags. It was the one decked out with everything. And it was the same price as mine, because, I got mine. It was 2 years old when I bought it, but it was brand new. But they finally lowered the price worth buying. So, anyway, we go up there, and wouldn't you know it, they sold it. And it's like, well, I would figure the same price as mine, $9,000 for a $20,000 bike. That's not bad. But, so he ended up getting a Yamaha V-Star. And, yeah, he really likes that too. It's got the heel-toe shifter and all that stuff, saddlebags. Haven't seen it with the saddlebags on for a year or so now, because he said the bike's dirty. He don't want to put the saddlebags on until he washes the bike.
That's what
But
I should have done. The bike up and washed it today.
we can. I ain't doing nothing. You want to take it up and wash it?
My thing won't go off. So I might as well do something with it.
Okay, let's go.
Let me finish this.
Okay, we're going to go up to the car he wash. And he's going to wash his bike. But I know when he gets it done, he won't put his saddlebags back on it. And I think the bike looks so much better with them bags and everything on it. And he's funny that way. You can't tell him, so you leave all the comments you want to him, tell him his bike looks better with the saddlebags on it, but he's not going to pay no attention. Because, like I said before, he wants to buck the system every time. He knows that bike's supposed to have that tag on it. Buck the system. He knows that bike would look a lot better with them bags on it. Buck the system. That's all. That's exactly. I'm telling you the truth. Now, this is no lie. National called me and said he can no longer be second officer. And I said, why? And he said, because he bucks the system. And this is a family-oriented club. And we can't have someone that's going to buck the system in this club. So that's when he started this club here. Bikers of ill repute. I don't know. I figured he'd call it the Bikers of Buck System. I think he would have if I'd let him. Because he's thinking of starting a biker club. What are we going to call it? What are we going to call it? He'd come up with all kinds of words. I know once or twice he probably said, buck the system, buck the system, buck the system. Bikers of Buck the System. And luckily I did finally get him convinced, no, I think it should be the ill repute. And he said, why that? And I said, well, when I was a little kid in church, the preacher used to always use that word, ill repute, ill repute. And I thought, man, that must be bad. And I thought, that's what we need to be. A bunch of bad bikers, because we got the president of the club that just loves to buck the system. Well, as soon as he gets done here with his cigarette, we'll be heading up to the car wash. Illegally, yeah, buck the system. And he's going to wash his bike. He'll probably bring it home. And do you think he's going to put his bags on it? Heck no. That's the way they build it. Buck the system. Yep, that's the way they build it. Just buck the system. And everybody looks at his bike. Well, it looks like you got place there to have saddlebags and stuff on there. Yeah, but I'm bucking the system. I'm just going to ride around with these things that look like I'm supposed to have saddlebags on it. Because I just got to be unruly and mean and buck the system. I don't know.